So today I want to talk about the most asked questions about tax deeds because I get a lot of my students asking different questions, and then sometimes people book a tax deed consult and I just have like a basic video of an introduction about what tax deeds are. So today I want to talk about like the most asked questions that most of my students ask, or the most inquiries that I get, so that you could be fully informed of what tax deeds are. So I kind of wrote little notes because I kind of forgot. So one of the things is like a lot of people always ask me like, Miko, what's the best county to invest in? And so I always tell people that every county is different. It just really depends on 1 to 3 things. It depends on your budget. It depends on, how many processes you want to go through. And then number 3 is the inventory, right? Because you want good inventory in order to invest to make a profit. So one of the things I always tell my students is to at least, pick 5 to 7 counties to decide on which ones you want to invest in, because what you'll learn is if you pick 3 of those counties, you're going to learn real quick that all the counties do everything differently. The second thing that I get asked a lot is, how much do I need to invest, right? Everybody wants to know how much you need to invest. Well, this is what I love about tax deeds, because pretty much there's a budget for anyone. So one of my students told me they just had $1,000 to invest, and I told them, well, if you only have $1,000, that only means you have 500, because I would never tell someone to invest all their money in something that this is their first time investing. So case in point, one of my students said they had $1,000 to invest. We found a tax deed for $500, right? The reason why I'm glad I told her only to do half of that is because there were some different, there were like some utility liens. So she ended up paying $800 for the property. And she was able to flip it for triple the amount. So she ended up selling it for $15,000 without fixing it up. And one of the things that I also go over in my course is teaching you a strategy where you really don't necessarily have to go to the auction, but every county doesn't have that type of tool that I teach my students. But there is pretty much a budget for everyone in this tax deed business. Also, which I'll talk about later, is overages, where you don't need any money. You're just basically devoting your time and your energy, and you can make way more money than any fix or flip or wholesaler, literally. And that's overages, which you probably have looked at in my channel. And then what else do people ask? They ask me, let's see, how do I find out about other things? Oh, so a lot of times people ask me, how do I find out about the liens? Or how do I find out if there's like utility, or like sometimes people's grass grow and you need to know those things. That's why I always tell people, if you're going to invest in tax deeds, you have to call the county, because the county is going to let you know if you need to pay separately for the liens or the utilities or whatever the city or county may have. Sometimes they will make you pay for those separate. However, I've been lucky enough to invest in different counties that they pretty much clear all the liens. So when I'm purchasing the property, I'm not having to pay anything except for the tax deed, and everything else is included. So I've been lucky that way. Another thing that a lot of times people ask me is, okay, so like, where do I start? How do I begin? Well, the first place is deciding on your county. And I do cover that. I show you how you can look for any county in any state in my YouTube videos. Just go scroll through the channel. You will find that. And that's where I always tell people to begin. The second thing is I always tell people that are new. These are only for newbies. If you're like really like kind of like nervous and you're scared to go to the auction, I always tell you to go to the auction, because you could benefit from that from doing overages. And now for those that don't know, or if you haven't seen any of my videos, overages is like one of the most amazing things, because you're not having to invest your money. You're just investing your time, right? I mean, could you imagine just investing your time and make $50,000? Well, I got my first biggest check. It was $169,000. And I honed in and I kept investing my time.